I live and work at Ground Zero. I am a volunteer EMT, or I was prior to 9/11, and I will tell you my story, the story of PTEC, after I fulfill my duties to Sibel Edmonds and read her statement. So first, I would like to take this opportunity to read from Sibel Edmonds' letter to Thomas Keane. Dear Chairman Keane, unfortunately, I find your report seriously flawed in its failure to address serious intelligence issues that I am aware of, which have been confirmed and which, as a witness to the Commission, I made you aware of. Thus, I must assume that other serious issues that I am not aware of were in the same manner omitted from your report. It has been almost 3 years since the terrorist attacks on September 11th. These omissions cast doubt on the validity of your report and therefore on its conclusions and recommendations. After the terrorist attacks of September 11th, we, the translators at the FBI's largest and most important translation unit, were told to slow down, even stop, translation of critical information related to terrorist activities so that the FBI could present the United States Congress with a record of extensive backlog of untranslated documents and justify its request for budget and staff increases. While FBI agents from various field offices were desperately seeking leads and suspects and completely depending on FBI headquarters and its language units to provide them with needed translated information, hundreds of translators were being told by their administrative supervisors not to translate and to let the work pile up. This issue has been confirmed by the Senate Judiciary Committee. Your report has omitted any reference to this most serious issue and has foregone any accountability whatsoever, and your recommendations have refrained from addressing this issue, which, when left unaddressed, will have even more serious consequences. Melik Can Dickerson, a Turkish translator, was hired by the FBI after September 11th and was placed in charge of translating the most sensitive information related to terrorists and criminals under the Bureau's investigation. Melik Can Dickerson was granted top-secret clearance, which can be granted only after conducting a thorough background investigation. Melik Can Dickerson used to work for a semi-legit organization that were the FBI's targets of investigation. Melik Can Dickerson had ongoing relationships with two individuals who were FBI targets of investigation. For months, Dickerson blocked all important information related to these semi-legit organizations and the individuals she and her husband associated with. She stamped hundreds, if not thousands, of documents related to these targets as not pertinent. Melik Can Dickerson attempted to prevent others from translating these documents important to the FBI's investigations and our fight against terrorism. With the assistance of her direct supervisor, Mike Faghall, she took hundreds of pages of top-secret sensitive intelligence documents outside the FBI to unknown recipients. Melik Can Dickerson, with the assistance of her direct supervisor, forged signatures on top-secret documents related to certain 9/11 detainees. All of these incidents were confirmed and reported to FBI management. This case was confirmed by the Senate Judiciary Committee. Melik Can Dickerson and several FBI targets of investigation then hastily left the United States in 2002, and the case still remains uninvestigated criminally. Not only does the supervisor facilitating these criminal conducts remain in a supervisory position, he has been promoted to supervising Arabic language units of the FBI counterterrorism and counterintelligence investigations. Your report has omitted these significant incidents, has foregone any accountability whatsoever, and your recommendations have refrained from addressing the serious information security breach and highly likely espionage issue. Over 3 years ago, more than 4 months prior to the September 11th terrorist attack, in April of 2001, a long-term FBI informant asset who had been providing the Bureau with information since 1990 provided 2 FBI agents and a translator with specific information regarding a terrorist attack being planned by Osama bin Laden. This asset informant was previously a high-level intelligence officer in Iran, in charge of intelligence from Afghanistan. Through his contacts in Afghanistan, he received information that, 1, Osama bin Laden was planning a major terrorist attack in the United States targeting 4 to 5 major cities. Number 2, the attack was going to involve airplanes. 3, some of the individuals in charge of carrying out this attack were already in place in the United States. 4, the attack was going to be carried out soon, in a few months. The agents who received this information reported it to their supervisor, Special Agent in charge of counterterrorism, Thomas Fields, at the FBI Washington Field Office. No action was taken by the special agent in charge, and after 9/11, the agents and the translators were told to keep quiet regarding this issue. The translator who was present during the session with the FBI informant, Mr. Beirut Sarshar, reported this incident to Director Mueller in writing and later to the Department of Justice Inspector General. After almost 3 years since September 11th, many officials still refuse to admit having specific information regarding the terrorist plans to attack the United States. The Phoenix memo received months prior to the 9/11 attack specifically warned FBI headquarters of pilot training and their possible link to terror activities against the United States. 4 months prior to the terrorist attack, the Iranian asset provided the FBI with specific information regarding the use of airplanes, major U.S. cities, and Osama bin Laden issuing the order. Colleen Rowley likewise reported that same specific information had been provided to FBI headquarters. Only 1 month after the catastrophic events of September 11th, while many agents were working around the clock to obtain leads and to investigate those responsible for the attack, those with possible connections to the attack, and those who might be planning possible future attacks, the bureaucratic administrators in the FBI's largest and most important translation unit were covering up their past failures, blocking important leads and information, and jeopardizing ongoing terrorist investigations. The supervisor involved with this incident, Mike Fegali, was in charge of certain important Middle Eastern languages within the FBI Washington Field Office, and he had a record of previous misconducts. After the supervisor, several severe misconducts were reported to the FBI's higher-level management. After his conducts were reported to the Inspector General's office, to the United States Congress, and to the 9/11 Commission, he was promoted to include the FBI's Arabic language unit under his supervision. Today, this supervisor, Mike Fegali, remains in the FBI Washington Field Office and is in charge of a language unit receiving those chit-chats that our color-coded threat system is based upon. Yet, your report contains zero information regarding these systemic problems that led us to our failure in preventing the 9/11 terrorist attack. In your report, there are no references to individuals responsible for hindering past and current investigations or those who are willing to compromise our security in our lives for their career advancement and security. During its many hearings, your commission chose not to ask the questions necessary to unveil the true symptoms of our failed intelligence system. Your commission intentionally bypassed these severe symptoms and chose not to include them in its 567-page report. Now, without a complete list of our failures pre-9/11, without a comprehensive examination of true symptoms that exist in our intelligence system, without assigning any accountability whatsoever, and therefore without a sound and reliable diagnosis, your commission is attempting to divert attention from the real problems and to prescribe a cure through hasty and costly measures. It is like attempting to put a gold-lined, expensive porcelain cap over a deeply decayed tooth with a rotten root, without first treating the root and without first cleaning the infected tooth. Sincerely, Sibel Edmonds. Sibel is asking everyone, when they receive it, to forward it on to him with your name and comments. I have spoken with Sibel because what I uncovered in PTEC connects with some of the things that she has discovered. Sibel is not allowed to disclose content, but